Bienvenue, as they say in French. This video is part of the corporate strategy series, which will discuss the customer buying journey. And the reason this is an important video is the more pleasant the customer buying journey and the more effortless it is, the more conversion you have, so the more sales you make. It's that simple. And the way we're going to discuss this idea is through a series of questions which will follow the following context. Let's give you some context first. So let's consider that we've got a retail company, okay? And this company has two key sales channels. It has the actual physical store and it has an online presence. So these are the questions that we need to answer in order to enhance the customer buying journey so that we can enhance our conversion rate and make more sales. The first key question is, how many visits does it take for a customer to make a purchase at both the website and the physical store? Do they usually buy from their first visit? Is it something that they think about? Do they feel more awkward at the store and feel like they need to buy because they've spent a lot of time in there? How does that compare to the online store? How much time do they spend browsing for stuff? That's the first key question. The second key question is, how long does it take to complete an online purchase? And what is the bottleneck online? Is it the payment channels? Is it due to size uncertainty? They do not know if whatever item they have their eyes on is going to fit them well or not. And same goes for the store. How long do they spend in the store before they buy something? So the first point was, how many visits does it take for the website and the store? The second point is more granular. It talks about how much time do they spend and what are their key reservations before they purchase something. The third key idea here is in terms of the percentage that does not convert. So in terms of those who come into the store or browse the website but do not buy anything, what portion did not convert because they couldn't find the right size or the right color of the piece they were interested in? And what portion did not convert due to pricing? They felt that the prices were too high. And what portion of these shoppers were not looking really for anything in particular and were just browsing, and so they ended up not buying anything? For all shoppers, did they receive adequate attention when they seemed to need it in store? Was the website clear enough so it would address all the skepticism they might have while browsing online? So considering all these three steps that we just discussed, how many visits does it take them before they make a purchase? How much time do they spend in the store or online before they make a purchase? What were their reservations? What was the reason they did not make a purchase? If we consider these steps 1, 2, and 3 above, the key question becomes, what can we do for that buyer's journey in order to make it more pleasant and more exciting so that we can enhance as a company our conversion rate, so that we can convert more prospects or more visitors into customers? This is a key question to ask. Another key question to ask is, what is the average basket size online and in store? How much are they spending on average per visit or per purchase? And what are the trends between the online and in-store shopping? Do they seem more willing to spend money online versus in-store shopping? How have these trends evolved over the past periods of time? Because these are also key questions to ask. And the last question we want to talk about here is, what percentage of existing customers are actually repeat customers? This is a very important indicator. The bigger the percentage of repeat customers you have, the more of an indication you have that you are doing something right, that your product is good, that your pricing is good, that your brand is healthy, and that your after service is good. And so you want to make sure that you've got a repeat customer strategy in place. And this is not very complicated to adopt. It could be simply a loyalty program. And if that's more complicated, you could give a special discount. A lot of small retail shops do that here. It'd be like, well, we'll give you 50% discount for any purchase you make over the next 24 hours. This would make them feel that, okay, now that they've become a customer, there's incentive, and you're encouraging them to do more business with you by giving them better prices. And one thing to note here is that if they have visited your store first and made the first purchase in store, and they got a feel of what your brand is like and what to expect from doing business with you, are these customers more likely to use the website for repeat purchases, or are they more likely to come back to the store? Because again, shopping online is easier, right? You don't have to leave home. You don't have to get dressed, you don't have to drive, you don't have to worry about parking, you don't have to worry about walking, nothing. And so it's a win-win for both you and the customer. Now, these ideas might seem very straightforward, but the core of this video is not really asking these questions. The core idea in this video is simply to map out your customer buying journey. Break it down into as many steps as you possibly can, and then zoom in onto each step and figure out what drives that milestone. Because when you zoom in and figure out the drivers behind each milestone, you can figure out how to enhance that milestone by starting with enhancing the drivers behind it. And this is also something we refer to as an external process. This is not an internal business process. This is an external process. This is a process that a customer goes through, not an insider who goes through that process or an employee. And so in order to optimize your operational model, you need that external process to be very well integrated with your own internal processes in the business and in the right sequence. So this is a core piece of the puzzle that you need to master as part of your corporate strategy.